Hello, welcome to part 65 of this Airbnb clone Ruby on Rails series. And in last video we discussed the problem with the sign up page, and we discussed three different solutions also, right? Uh, Someone did mention in the comments that we should create a new table called profiles, and using that we should solve this problem, and that's actually correct. So what we have to do is, if we go to our schema, we have users here. All these details are creating problems for us. So a better way would be to separate these out into a profile. And the reason for that is we can keep our sign up process really small, just the email and password. And if in future user adds more details, they can go to their profile and add these details. So it would make things a bit more clearer. So what we will do is we'll first create a table called profile. So let's do that. Rails generate model, we'll name it as profile. It will have a name which will be of a string, address 1 which will again be a string, address 2 which will again be a string, city string, state string, and country string. And one more thing, it will also contain a user ID, because profile is a part of a user. Okay, so for every profile there must be one user ID also. So we'll write user references, enter. Let's see the migration file, and before doing the final change, profiles name, address 1, address 2, city, state, country, it references user which cannot be null, and it's a foreign key. So let's do the migration. Rails db migrate. Okay, so whenever we do migration, whenever we create a new table, we have to see what all tables it will affect. So first is obviously the profile, and second is user also. So let's go to profile and let's open user also. So if we go to profile, it has one user, that's fine. And if we go to user, we will have to add has one profile, because each user will have one profile, right? We don't need these validations now, we can get rid of this. Obviously now user won't have a profile picture, so we will shift this to our profile. Okay, so basically I realized that I did those changes really quickly. Basically our profile has many users, has one attached picture, that's it. And our user table now has less details with has one profile. Okay, and we'll have to change our schema. No, we still need to do one more migration. From users we will have to remove these, right? We'll have to remove this. Before that, let me make one more change. Let's write dependent destroy also, because if this user gets destroyed, their profile should also get destroyed. In a schema we want to remove these, right? So let's try code for that. Rails generate migration, remove columns from users, remove column from Rails 7, remove underscore column, right? Followed by table name, followed by attribute. Great. So let's go to the migration. It doesn't have anything. We will do this remove column users. We will remove name, address 1, address 2, city, state, country. This should work. And once we do that migration, we will have to fix this seeds data also. So let's do that also first. We will have to get rid of all these. A user can have only email and password, and we'll create a profile user.create, sorry, not user.create. I'm going a bit quickly in all these things because we have done this a lot of times in past, but if it is still not clear, do let me know. And we'll need user ID also. We should be user.id. And for profile picture, we'll have to use this profile.name. Hopefully this works. Let's do this here also. Let's create random profile. We'll name it as profile.create. Sorry. And we'll random user.id. And we'll use this random profile here. And we'll use this random profile.name here. Anything else? Anything else? While I'm thinking, I was just making these small changes. Okay. I'm unable to think if we have to do anything else. So what I will do is I'll run this migration now, and if we will face any error, we'll try to solve that. Rails db migrate. We are doing this migration for this one, this last migration file that we have created. So this migration is done. Now Rails db reset. This will rerun this seeds file and create the entire data again for us. Prefer single quoted strings, and these are because of some extensions that I've added. We can go to those extensions. I think just type Ruby, this one extension, then this VS Ruby, then Ruby Robocop, Ruby LSP required reload. Okay, and there are some more. I think linter, this linter one. All these extensions I've added, which helps me write better Ruby code basically. But I've done this after creating this project, so haven't gone through these things and haven't fixed them yet. So the migration was successful. Rails, let's start the server with /dev, and we got the error. Where is the error? Server already running. Let's go refresh. Let's go to users. It is working. Sign up. Definitely we'll face errors, but let's try to fix. We'll see them. 21. Sign up, and we got this error on home page. Current user picture. Correct. This should give error because now picture is not part of the user. So we will have to use profile dot refresh, and we are still getting this error. Why? Picture is unable to access because profile is nil. Why is profile nil? Okay, got it. I got the problem. But for that, I first have to remove this user. Rails console user.last, let me check, it is our user only dot destroy. And now we have user 20 only at last. So the problem with this is when we are creating a user, although we have profile which is connected to user, but whenever we are creating a user, profile is not getting created. And to access this picture and all those things, we do need profile also. Obviously we can add checks for that also, like we can add checks here and here that current user should have a profile and all those things, but I think we should set a profile from the start only, even if it is empty. So for that, try to think of it in this way: as soon as user gets created, we want to create a profile. It's as simple as that in terms of language, right? What all things we will use in profile? Name, no, because user has not entered it. Address 1 2 3 4, city, state, country, nothing. So but it will have a user ID. Okay, so how can we do that? For that, in models we do have various callback functions also. So in this case we can use a callback function called after create. Similar to this we have before create, after validation, before validation, and a lot more. You can find that in Rails guide. But what it means is that, sorry, let me write XYZ here for now. So what it means is that as soon as this user gets created, after creating that user, whatever runs in this code, run that. Okay, so this is what it means. Okay, so what do we want to do as soon as user gets created? We want to create a profile. So we will write create, we will have to create a new profile, right? New profile, definition, new profile, and in this we can write self dot profile, which basically means self stands for this current user which got recently added, profile is profile only, and it should be equals to profile dot new, sorry, and we will have to save this. Hopefully this should work. And as soon as new profile will get created, we will be able to access this has one attached picture also. So let's try this out. test22@gmail. I'm happy that we made this mistake of user and profile not creating at a separate table, because if we would have done this separately at that point, it would have been an ideal path. But now we have to revert the code that we have written, so it creates a much more complicated path, which does happen in software development field, right? Okay, it was successful. Accounts, this great. Let's cross verify this in our Rails console. User.last test22 and profile.last 21 ID, and the user ID is 22, and everything else is nil. So yeah, it did work. That's how we reverted the entire code and everything. So I think it should work. Anything else that I'm missing? Let me visit few pages. Yeah, it was nice to visit few pages. Let me check this code. What we'll do is we will at least add one reservation, so that we know whether we are facing any other problems or not. Here also. User.profile.name. I think we should search for user dot id reservations wish listed. This is create profile user id profile name, but instead of name it should be dot profile dot profile dot profile. Okay, anything else in profile? This profile id device. Let's see, refresh. Let's go here, let's try to bookmark. It worked. Go here, open share, working. Reviews, let's see those reviews. We'll have to make this clickable later on. Amenities, we can see close. Reviews, we don't have much reviews here. Let's try to go to this which has 8 reviews. Show reviews. All the reviews are visible, everything is visible. Great. So now let's try to book this from 19 till 23, 4 nights. Reserve 4 nights, 254. Confirm and pay. Hopefully my Stripe ID is still working. Yes, it is working. 42424242424242. Let's pay. And it was successful. We visited this. We can go to wish list. This is visible. We can go to account and reservations are visible. So that's it. Thanks a lot. It is working. Do subscribe to these videos, and yeah, see you in next video. Thank you. Bye bye.